Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. You need an orthopedic, go to Brock. Remember the after hours clinic, open nights and weekends. And of course, they've got their free Friday night clinic again this Friday and every Friday during the football season, free to all high school athletes. Anyone who might be injured on a football Friday night, get by Brock. And of course, Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Semaglutide, tirzepatide, the once-a-week injections for weight loss. Lowest prices, no contracts. Do the whole thing over telemed, and they can ship your medicine anywhere in the country, so you don't have to be in Baton Rouge. And, of course, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Okay, y'all, we'll say some good mornings here. Glad to have you with us. Should the Saints trade for Davanta Adams? Got that on the thumbnail today. And I'm interested in that conversation because there's a couple of parts of it. Number one, I think the compensation is probably fair. Reports are that the Raiders are looking for a second-round pick, maybe some other assets. Okay. Adams was still a 100-yard receiver a year ago in Las Vegas with Aiden O'Connell throwing him the football. So, yeah, I think he absolutely would add a different dimension to your offense. Would you give up a second-round pick for a guy at age 32? And remember, you're also not just trading for him, you're trading for his contract. So he's got $44 million remaining on his deal each of the next 2 years. So do you want to take on that kind of cap hit for a player in his 30s and give up a second-round pick to be able to do it? If you are a contender, the answer is yes. To the Kansas City Chiefs, absolutely. You just lost Rashee Rice probably for the year. Yeah, of course you do that. If you're the New Orleans Saints, I just don't believe the Saints are a contender. If you do, then you'd probably want to do that deal. And I think that's a good deal. Ross Jackson has a good write-up over at louisianasports.net about this because this historically has not really been the Saints' MO to pursue midseason trades and certainly big-name midseason trades. But he noted some recent examples. So like in 2017, they traded running back Adrian Peterson midseason. In 2018, they traded for Eli Apple. In 2020, they traded Kiko Alonso for Quan Alexander. 21, they tried to trade for Odell Beckham. 22, they traded for Mark Ingram back from Houston, if you remember. And then last year, they pursued a trade with the Raiders for Hunter Renfrow. So they actually have been pretty active at the trade deadline here in recent years. So maybe it's something they would pursue here with Davanta Adams. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Also, Brian Kelly met with reporters on Tuesday after practice. CJ Daniels apparently has a knee injury, but they feared the worst, but it apparently got good news. So that's really good. CJ Daniels has 20 receptions on the season. You got Mason Taylor, Aaron Anderson, Kyron Lacey at 28, 27, 25, respectively. And then CJ Daniels at 20. He's averaging 4 catches a game. So he has been and he also has the best drop grade on a PFF, meaning like he doesn't drop the football. So I think that's a big deal, maintaining that's not a serious injury. We already know the injury history here. You've lost Emery and Harold Perkins and Jacoby Guillory. You can't afford to keep losing veteran players like this. So good news there on that front. Okay, let's say some good mornings here. Trivia Carter, good morning. Hey, Thomas, good morning, man. Brian Penn, good morning from Macon, Georgia. Jason H., good morning. Wacky Chris, Davanta Adams trade would be cool, but realistically won't happen. I'm not holding my breath for it. Why would you say realistically won't happen? because now what they would have to do, because they don't have enough cap space to make that trade this year, they would have to restructure his contract, which they're no stranger to doing that. And we know the Saints don't really value draft picks. They trade them all the time. So why? I don't know why it isn't realistic. It's more of a matter of, do they actually want to pursue him? And if they do, can they get a deal done that's more appealing than another potential suitor? Hey, David, good morning. Quentin, good morning. Patrick, morning, Matt. Happy with recruiting work McMahon is doing. We're going to be back. It'll be awesome. Excited for LSU basketball. Also loving the Prime series on NIL and LSU so far. Yeah, man. We finished it last week. It was really good. The money game. I thought they did a really good job with it. You know what? They got really lucky too. I mean, think of it. So they started filming that. I mean, the plans of starting filming that had been in the works for a while. They filmed it last year. So they're filming that series, and they previously chosen who they were following. So they choose to follow Jaden Daniels. Oh, he wins the Heisman and goes number 2 overall. They hit. You know what I mean? They're following Olivia Dunn. LSU gymnastics win the national championship. Angel Reese and Flaugier. Of course, they were coming off the national championship with against Iowa. Against Iowa. So fever pitch around women's basketball, of course. And then you had Angel being absent for those handful of games at the beginning of the season, all that stuff. And then they had 2 other athletes, Aaliyah Armstrong, an LSU track athlete, and then Trace, I forgot his name. He's a basketball player, but who's got a big social media following. Anyway, they got really lucky. I mean, sometimes timing in life is everything, and they got lucky. The players they chose the year they happened to choose them, gymnastics to win the Natty, Jaden to win the Heisman, the women's basketball, fever pitch, everything. Zandel, good morning from South Korea. Okay, good morning. We are international here on Morning Scone. Brian Williams, it's a hump day. Brad David, all right. Zach McGee, 23 from New Zealand. All right, I love this, man. Weston Weaver, Tiger Diver, Sean Garland from Tennessee. Look at it, y'all. Bubba Smith, good morning. What's up with After Further Review on ESPN Plus? I don't know. What do you mean? Like they have a show After Further Review on ESPN Plus? I mean, there's a lot. I've come to find out over the years, there's a lot of shows and columns and different things called After Further Review. When Ben Love was at Tiger Rag, he had a column called After Further Review. When Sean Fazand has a column he writes for Fox 8's website called After Further Review. There's a lot of After Further Reviews out there. Hey, Matt, been working for 8 a.m., so not able to comment, but been watching. Thanks for all your help with your sponsors. You got it, Matt. Hey, man, always appreciate it, man. Thanks for reaching out. Appreciate you, man. Hey, Deborah, good morning. Avin, what's up, Christian? Good morning. I don't really feel it'll help our situation right now. We got decent receivers to beat up O-line. Well, here's the thing, man. You don't have decent receivers. Like, yeah, 2. You've got Olave, who's great. And you've got Shaheed, who is a really good deep threat, obviously. After that, you really don't have another receiver. Cedric Wilson's hurt. A.T. Perry's hurt. I mean, in the fourth quarter, when you're trying to put together a game-winning drive against Atlanta, the first play of that drive went to Mason Tipton, an undrafted rookie free agent from an Ivy League school. Like, you don't have great receivers. You got one really good one. You got another one that's a really good deep threat. That's about it. Your tight ends have been really ineffective in the passing game. I mean, Kamara caught 7 balls last week. So you're overusing Kamara. I don't know, man. I think that's pretty obvious. The 2 biggest weaknesses we talked about all throughout training camp were offensive line, receiver, and that's kind of showing through. Brandon, good morning. I like the new sounders are in AFR. They always come in really loud on YouTube, like the mixing is off. Turn the sound up on you and down when they go off. Uh, Brandon, that might be a YouTube problem, or that might be on your end. That's interesting because, like, I mean, Muso is playing all those, and he's on an audio board wearing headphones, so he's mixing the sounds on an audio board while wearing headphones. If something was super out of place, I'm sure he'd hear it. I'll tell him, but I'll go listen on YouTube. I wonder if that's maybe a YouTube problem or that's on your end. I don't know. Lowell, good morning. Dale, what's the result of your genetic methylate testing worthwhile? Hang on one second. Let me go turn off Drew's sound machine. I'll be right back. I will answer that. So, he's talking about the genetic methylation tests. It's the Gary Brecka test, but Gary's not the only one that does. You can get the test anywhere. So I didn't just do it for me, Dale. I did it for me, Drew, and Erica. And full disclosure, those tests are expensive. They're like $500. So I committed, I guess $1,500 for the three of us to do it. And really, I was kind of hoping to do it mostly for Drew to see if there was something where we could help supplement him. What was interesting is Drew and Erica really, theirs came up pretty clean. Mine, I had some 4 different mutations on mine. And so for those who don't know, it's a methylation test. Basically determines how your body can process the raw materials you put into it. So the example that he gives is if you can't take crude oil out of the ground and put it right into the car, it has to be refined. Well, when you have these genetic mutations, your body can't refine certain raw materials into the usable form. And so effectively that's just waste in your body. And then also you're not getting the raw materials that you need to perform for your body to function in certain ways. So Swell obviously takes supplements, but we just supplement, like we take a multivitamin or whatever. The idea here is saying, okay, well, this is where your body is deficient. This is what you should supplement. So yeah, so I've did mine. I've been on the health protocol since. So it's probably been 5 months now. I'm coming up on, because I do blood work every 6 months. So I'm coming up probably in about a month or so here on my blood work, and I'll be happy to tell y'all when I get it. So if there are, what differences there are. Cameron Shepard, morning, Matt. I think the Saints are contenders. They beat themselves in both games they lost. It's early, and the offense is night and day from last year. It is early. That's fair. But here's the problem, Cameron. So you say they beat themselves. I think the Eagles' defensive line had an awful lot to do with the Saints losing that game. You didn't really beat yourself. Like they dominated you at the line of scrimmage. And you can say, okay, well, injuries. And I'm with you on that. But you're going to be without Eric McCoy for 2 months, man. So, is what you got right now enough? I don't know that I can get there, man. Matt, I'm sure you heard about the longshoreman strike. I didn't. Mail carriers are almost 600 days without a new contract. We can't strike. Getting paid fast food workers money to start. Thank God for overtime. I didn't hear about that strike, Matt. I've told y'all before, man. I'm not really I don't really watch the news, so kind of like in the Matrix, the guy who takes the pill so he knows like you the ignorance is bliss guy. That's kind of me. But hope all's well though, man. Damon, good morning. Tier 1 solutions. We need a pass rusher. I mean, Carl Granderson's actually one of the best in the NFL right now so far. I think he's got the second most pressures in the league through 4 weeks. I think what you have is a situation with Cam Jordan where he's just not producing anymore, and you probably need more of Chase Young. Nkosi, good morning. Patrick, any chance we move up in the rankings this weekend with our open date, possibly top 10 upset alert games we should pay attention to? I mean, there's always, and by the way, it's so silly, Patrick, but it's true that you could not play and move up in the rankings, but it's true. It's just because there are these unwritten rules and there's this, herd mentality among voters. But, I think, Ole Miss is ahead of you. They play at South Carolina. That's interesting. I don't think Georgia has any trouble with Auburn. Oregon this week plays Michigan State. Yeah, probably not. I mean, you never know. There could always be a sleepy weekend. Bama's got a really tough test going to Vanderbilt. I don't know that I see anybody ahead of LSU losing, but could. I mean, it always could happen. Ivan, let's see. Good morning. I think Davanta Adams is something to pay attention to because of Carr and Keith Williams. That's 100% factual. I mean, the reason Davanta Adams ended up, a huge reason Davanta Adams ended up in Las Vegas to begin with, of course, is he and Derek Carr were college teammates at Fresno State, and they're good friends. And that rapport they have together, I would very much welcome in New Orleans. Like, I would be fine with it to that end, but you got to commit the financial resources to it. Hey, Jackson, good morning. Who dat? Kyrie Diggs. Did Durham get hurt on the touchdown where one of our linemen fell on his feet? Yes. So it was Miles Frazier who kind of fell on Durham's foot when it was his second touchdown. It was at the end of the first quarter. That's when he got hurt. Brad, do you think Ole Miss will lose to South Carolina? I don't, Brad, but I'm really hoping that South Carolina goes and beats them up a little bit. Hey, Jeff, good morning. Gary, good morning. Thoughts on South Carolina, Ole Miss? I do like Ole Miss in that game. I mean, just think about what LSU offensively was able to do, moving the ball in the second half. I think Ole Miss should be able to do the same. Michael Cook, good morning. It's Poppy. What's going on? Dick Tilley, good morning. Great sign lighting on the pat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, he's talking about Parrish. So, I've told y'all before, but October, of course, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I posted last night on the Parrish social media. We lit up the Parrish sign pink. So if you're going down I-10 right at Highland, directly across I-10 from Blue Bayou, you'll see the Parrish sign at night lit up, and it'll be pink for October. So shout out Mama Scone as a breast cancer survivor. So shout out to all the ladies who are, moms and wives and daughters and sisters and aunts who have, in honor of and in memory of those who have battled breast cancer. Cheers to all of you. Caleb, good morning. Updates on Gamecoin. Yeah, man. So mentioned it a couple of weeks back. Platform is finished. I have seen it. I have used it. It's awesome. And at this point, it's a strategy formulation on launch and marketing. So very, 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 very soon. To be very honest with you, I thought we probably would have announced it by now, but soon. Chris, could the Davanta Adams trade make the Saints a contender? If so, then do it. I think you need more help on your offensive line than you do at receiver, but those are your two biggest need spots. And if Davanta Adams gets you an extra win, then I think it does make you a contender to make playoffs, because I think you could win the division. If you win the division, you get a home playoff game. So I could come around on it for sure. Contract like Adams are exactly why we're an old team with zero depth. Not sure why we'd want to double down on this miserable approach. That's a good point, Eric. it's because if you think you can win a championship. But you're right. Would you give $44 million for the next 2 years to a guy in his age 33 and 34-year-old seasons and give up a second-round pick to do it, an opportunity to get younger and get a younger starter on your roster? It really just depends on what your approach is. But because they're paying Derek Carr and their approach is win now, feels like something they would do. The Saints can beat anybody, but they won't. Dylan Landry, good morning. Brett Gidry, good morning. Lawn Shark, good morning. Cameron, it's not enough, hopefully, why they trade for Adams. And thank God McCoy isn't out for the season. It's not over, hopefully. Well, Cameron, I think the other reason why it's not over is the division you're in. I know Tampa is off to a good start as well, but I mean, you're a gag job away against Atlanta for being right there in 3-1 with them. So I don't think anybody runs away with this division. So you should be in it, Hootie. How many snaps is Cam Jordan playing, though? Hang on, I'll tell you right now. Let's see. He's played 101 snaps on the season. Played 27 snaps week 1, 33 week 2, 20 week 3, and 19 week 4. For a guy that used to never come off the field. It's what it is, All right. Jesse, did Laddie have just one target Sunday? I don't know. I'd have to go look at PFF on that. Tier 1 Solutions, 20 rotation. Seth Rushing, Matt Stewart. Thank you, Seth. Appreciate that, man. Brett, is the woman on AFR okay? She sounded like she was sick of listening. So yesterday, so you're talking about Christine Lisi. So she's not local, right? So we get that feed nationally from ESPN. So Christine Lisi does the ESPN Sports Center at the top of the hour, the 90-second Sports Center update. So that's every ESPN affiliate all over the country can take that Sports Center update at the top of the hour. So it's a 90-second national headline update. So we take it. And her voice yesterday was, she was going through it, man. Her voice was bad yesterday. I was like, Christine, take a day. Yeah, I hope she's feeling better. I don't know. Rusty, good morning. Coach Nate Green, good morning. Kelly Gross, good morning. Cajun Bradley Cooper, good morning. Sunday was the first immediate game reaction I could not watch with the game results. I probably said a lot of things you were feeling. Y'all, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. I got to get rolling here at 7:45. Hey, Ronnie, post MRI scan in Houston moved to next week. Of COVID, driver was sick. One Alaskan cruise. Oh no. Chemo to follow. Hey, Ronnie, we're continuing to pray for you, man. Everybody in the Morning Scone family is lifting you up, man. So keep us posted. We appreciate the updates and let us know when you get those results, man. Let's see. Garrett, morning, Matt. Yesterday you said Heather Dinich having Boise was wrong. They have an easy schedule. No. I didn't say her having Boise was wrong. That's not what I said. She had Boise. So Heather Dinich did her bubble update. She had Boise as the 12, but then also had Boise in the first 4 out was the point I was making. She had them in there twice. That was what I was saying was wrong. Not that them being in the 12 spot was wrong. I'm saying she had them on there twice. That's what was wrong. Like you can't have them in the first 4 out if you also have them as the 12. Chance, if Ole Miss loses 3 regular season games, how will their fans react after going all in? I don't know the total psyche of Ole Miss fans, but I do know, generally speaking, that's a fan base that has come to expect the worst from their program because that's just what they've been delivered their entire history. So I think it's kind of just like oh, well, here we go again. That's just what we expect sort of thing. I could be wrong. If someone's an Ole Miss fan, let me know. Okay, y'all, I got to go. Thanks so much for watching. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. All of our sponsors are linked in the description on YouTube, and they're tagged on Facebook. Locked on LSU is already live, so please go watch or listen to that next, and we'll see you for AFR 3.